but they just don't know. People seen it, but they just don't know. Come on, baby, let the good time roll.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is straight out of Boston here, aka the King of Boston, and today we're back for episode 33 of the Georgia State Dynasty, and we're into the off-season after Season 2. We have a contract extension waiting for us on the table. Now, obviously, or well, not obviously, but we did set it up with the coaching carousel options to leave schools, but there's no need. We're going to be sticking with our programs throughout the entirety of the Dynasty. At least that's our preliminary plan. And you can see we went 9-4 last year, ended up winning in the Liberty Bowl, I believe that says, although I can't quite tell. This year we went 7-6, and 7-6, Jesus, and we fell to Auburn in the BBVA Compass Bowl. But anyway, we're going to take that contract extension. It was, what, like a 5-year deal, so that pretty much locks us up. And you can see the players that are leaving. Only one player is transferring, and that is Ronald Estes. He's transferring to UAB due to lack of playing time. And you can see all of the guys that are graduating, key players like Gerald House, Nerman Delic. There's Anthony Hudgens. I think I saw Joe Kelly up there. Joel Ruiz, Drew Pearson, and Linquez Blair. We lose a couple big receiving targets there. But we're also going to see the pro draft results. And as expected, no one from Georgia State gets drafted. You don't really just see that. I think there's only one player in the NFL who went to Georgia State and is on the Raiders, but I could be wrong on that. But whatever. If someone wants to correct me in the comment section, they can go for it. But we got 10,000 points here to allocate to our remaining recruits who have not decided on a school yet. So we're looking at Antonio Huff here, 72 overall defensive back, and we're 350 behind on him, behind Troy and Middle Tennessee State. So we're going to be putting a lot of points into him. I would love to get this guy. He would immediately become one of our best defensive backs, and he would just really help out the secondary. So we're going to put 3,000 into him. Paul Walker, an athlete we're going to be looking to get. We're 770 behind USF for him. We'll see what we can do. He's 6'0", 182. Could make a nice receiver if we end up getting him out of Bayshore Gardens, Florida. And you can see we've really pulled away out of from schools like Marshall and Mississippi State. We're going over to Ben Dixon. We're a little over 1,000 behind Tennessee and Auburn. That's going to be a hard guy to get, considering the schools that he's looking at. We're going to go for Reggie Lawrence, too. He's a JUCO, 77 overall. We have a big lead on him. We can just try to close this out here with 1,000 extra points. Now we're going to skip ahead a little bit, and we're putting points into Derek Harper. We have a couple running backs on the roster, but we can always use depth at that position. And getting a 70 overall freshman that we could try to groom as our future running back would be nice. He also represents a bit of kind of a compliment to Blake Gardner, who's a player that we've already got to commit. I believe he's kind of a speed back, so we're going to put another 1,000 points into Paul Walker. I'd really like to get him. He's a great, I love having athletes. I just like having the versatility and kind of the options to fill into like positions of need, so to say. So like if I need a cornerback, I can try to put him there, see what his overall is. But nonetheless, you can see what we get as our final recruits. We do get Paul Walker. We also get Antonio Huff, Jeff Smart, a couple other guys. We get Joe Lott. We do end up missing out on that JUCO guy, Reggie Lawrence, which is too bad. But oh well. So you can take a look at the final recruits for everyone on our board. And you can see Reggie Lawrence ends up going to Missouri. Probably a better choice. I think if I had a scholarship from Missouri, I'd probably go there over Georgia State. But hey, that's just me. I'm not Reggie Lawrence. But anyway, you can see our final commits. We don't get a lot of guys, but we do have some transfers coming in. And you're also going to see us, I believe this is position changes. And here we go. Burns, I was in a Skype call with Burns as we were doing this, and he convinced me. I'm moving Ronnie Bell to running back. We got enough quarterbacks. We got Jeremy Johnson coming in. We got Ben McClain up to almost a 90 overall. Johnson's an 86. Ronnie Bell has just been so up and down, so inconsistent. So we're gonna end up changing him to a running back and see how this goes. We'll see. Kyle O'Neal's probably still gonna get a majority of the snaps, but it was just kind of a joke thing. I knew I wasn't gonna be using Ronnie Bell anymore. So anyway, it was nice to have Ronnie Bell for the first 2 years. He did a lot of good things, did a lot of bad things, but you can take a look at the final kind of upgrades for the players here. You can see I like some of the progression on our young wide receivers. Justin Wagner's up to a 73. I believe Ross Jackson's getting up there. There's Ronnie Bell. He actually goes up to a 71 overall halfback, so that's pretty interesting. You can see our new fullback right there, Rucker, and you can see Kyle O'Neal is up to a 70, so that's nice. I believe he's a junior now. And there's Kyle Flowers up to a 67. That's good to see. And then you kind of get to the bottom, bare bones of the roster. But we're cutting players here. We got to cut 2 players, and we got 3 left tackles. I see Andrew Bass down here. I already redshirted him. He's gone. He's a 48 overall. And then here I see a guy that I've also already redshirted. He's gone too. That gets the roster down to 70. And that's pretty much going to do that. So we're going to redshirt some players here. I sped this up just because, I don't know, you guys probably don't care too much. But nonetheless, you can just see here going through some players redshirting. Try to find guys where we had good depth, and even if they were sophomores or like juniors, if we just had good depth and they were kind of the only options to redshirt, I would go for them. But nonetheless, that's pretty much that. Nothing too much to see. It does. I'm surprised that. Well, nah. I guess I don't know. I feel like if you redshirt a guy, maybe you would cut the roster down. But I don't know anything about college football. I guess this guy still practice, so you need to have 70. You need to get it down to 70. But you can see here is the preseason board. So we're going to be adding a lot of guys. We had some good players here that are interested in the school. I basically went for everyone in the top 1,500. That was like a. I just went everyone that was in the top 1,500 that had like the top 5 interest, and that gave us like 30 commits or something, and that's pretty much the board to start out. We'll have to see how that progresses as the season goes on, but you can see here quickly. I'm just gonna scout every player, every one of our top 20 players, 50 points. That's the max you can do at this point. I don't really look too much into scouting, but I probably should. But hey, you know, it is what it is. I just make the most of my players, but. Unless it's really bad strategy, don't do that in your dynasties. I'm just too lazy to scout, and I like spending my points on actual trying to get the players. But nonetheless, that's pretty much going to do it. So that's the offseason, guys. Hope you did enjoy. Go check out Burns' video. He has his offseason up as well. Heading into year 3, I'm thinking it could be a good year for Georgia State. I like the program that we got building. We're going to have a couple tough matchups early on, but we'll see what we can do. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you did enjoy, and it doesn't matter. Peace.